Do we get our morals from the Bible or something else? The answer is yes, so let's talk. So let me give you an example of something. I believe that consent is fundamental to a proper SUL relationship, as any decent person should believe. That said, though, there's no Bible verse that says that. So the idea that I have that consent is necessary for these relationships is not found in the Bible, so where is it found? And that is in a combination of things. First is the consequences of non consent, which is all types of harm, trauma, pain, etc. Which is me bringing in the experiential and also psychological and scientific realities of people who are in those kinds of relationships in which one party does not consent. Another aspect of this is society. It would be societally taboo to have that kind of relationship that's non consensual, so that is a motivating factor. That said, though, there are biblical principles that we can make here. For example, to love your neighbor as yourself and to love God would be to at least attempt not to cause unnecessary or undue harm or pain towards someone else. Which means that it is moral to have that consent in those relationships because to do otherwise is to bring pain, which therefore means I'm not loving my neighbor as myself and loving God. And you can do this with all sorts of other examples. I just brought up that one because there's no explicit statement about consent in the Bible. You could say, well, is it moral to smoke cigarettes? Is it moral to do all these other things? So sometimes the question is not, does the Bible say or does God command? But rather, what would a virtuous person do? And how can I apply biblical ethical principles to this particular situation? And to do that, you have to be a good interpreter. Furthermore, the Bible itself says that you can sin in your own conscience because there is something that the Bible or God has not said is wrong, but for you, it is wrong, and then you choose to do it anyway. So the Bible uses this other aspect of how we get morals, which is subjectively. Now, tangentially, I'll say that I am a theistic evolutionist, and there has been discussions between scientists and philosophers regarding morality as it relates to evolution. And that's a topic that I certainly want to research more in the future, but it is certainly the case that evolution has had an effect on the moral and societal behavior of the species. And taking that into account, at least for me as a Christian evolutionist, would also be relevant. And fundamentally, as a Christian, I also want to say that the Holy Spirit is relevant. The Holy Spirit can convict us, the Holy Spirit can lead us to do things or to not do things. And following and keeping in step with the Spirit is fundamental to the Christian life. So, the Spirit of God, God's commands, the Bible, society, your own subjective views, and possibly evolution can all play a factor in how we get our morality and what moral beliefs we have. So, all of that said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below and make sure you follow me for more content like this.